Okay, so remember, you're just given 20 minutes to present. This is already in, what is this? With inclusion of your, what is this? The way you're going to present your slides. And you have to defend why choosing such strategies and why you have such threats. How did you know that these threats are existing? Okay. So, are we ready?
Yes, ma'am. So let's start.
So these are the criteria that I'm going to use in rating your presentation. So we have content and quality of your research proposal. This is 40%. Then mastery is 30%. Then your ability to answer question is also 30%, a total of 100%.
Okay, ma'am.
Are we ready?
Yes, ma'am. So again, good morning, Ma'am Duet. Our chosen topic for today is the freshwater biome, and we have chosen this because in the first place we already have the background because this is our report. Now regarding the chosen topic, which is the Banica River, because since when we talk about fresh water, it states that it is the water that contains only minimal quantities of dissolved salt that includes glaciers, lakes, reservoir, ponds, rivers, streams, wetlands, and even groundwater. Now, we cannot deny that the first thing that is very noticeable here in Dumaguete is the Banica River, and Banica River is on the island of Negros in the Philippines in the municipalities of Valencia and Dumaguete City. Now, the source of the Banica River lies in the mountains above Valencia, and one of its tributaries flows through the famous Casarora Falls, and the river traverses the municipality of Valencia and the city of Dumaguete, where it empties into the Bohol Sea. Now, it is also very visible and well known to us that whenever there is a heavy flood there in Valencia, heavy rain in Valencia, there comes a heavy flood in the Banica River, especially in the back of the Foundation University. That's why we choose the Banica River itself. Now, one of its main reason is the water pollution. This is because people are throwing trash there, let's say illegal dumping. They are throwing garbage directly into a river or stream, and in this in this particular case, the river, and this causes the oceanic pollution and leads to the death of marine life. So as we cannot see any marine life that is present in the Banica River. All that is present there are waste that also contains dangerous and toxic substances, for example, the diapers and such. And also, it can add to water pollution because it contaminates the groundwater, and the garbage also likely ends up in our oceans eventually. Now, there are also the dump sites. Karen?
So hi, good morning. Our main issue with, can you move the con? I cannot see the entire. Okay, na. Okay. So our main issue here is the water pollution. So water pollution includes toxic waste coming from the dump site that is located near the Banica River. It is situated in Barangay Candaway in Dumaguete. This also refers to the trash that is directly thrown to the Banica River every day. This also includes the waste from the detergent used during some citizens who do their laundry in the water. This also refers to the waste of the different livestock that are located near the Banica River, where their waste go directly to the river. So, can you please? Next slide, please. Okay, so as you can see, that is the current situation of the dump site. The first three pictures. Actually, right now it has been closed. It is not already in function since there is a new site where it is located in um, Colon Street in Dumaguete City as well. So that is currently closed. Although it is closed, there are still some others are chemicals that is still present on the place. But however, although that there is that the dump site is still there. The city mayor, al- along with the DNR, they had sprayed enzymes to control the odor, as well as they had um, another way of controlling um, that. I mean that the waste that is coming. And the two last pictures is about the laundry, or the people who were doing laundry on the Banica, and the other one is actually the waste of the livestock, which the people on the upper part of the Valencia is actually raising pigs, normally pigs, and then that's it. Next slide, please, Talia. I believe Talia has to say something on the pictures as well.
Okay, so when we consider pollution, many of us immediately think of like smog in the air or oil and chemical waste in our rivers. But one thing that we may not think of is laundry detergent. So we use laundry detergent to keep our clothes fresh and clean, right? So it is difficult to think of it is a pollutant, but there is a growing problem of pollution in our rivers by just simply doing laundry in the river. And also those different animals of the residents, like chickens, pigs with their kanang tangkal or canals near the Banica River, where it goes directly to the river, which cause also having a water pollution.
So the potential solutions for the water pollution that has been stated, there is, or we have decided to create an organization. We call it Revive the Banica River, and these are the objectives and goals. So to be able to have a clean and life-sustaining river where fishes and other living organisms can live harmoniously. So next one is proper segregation, collection, storage, treatment, and disposal of solid waste under Public Act 9003. So closing the 35 years old dump site and build a new sanitary landfill. Next will be a 7.7 million budget of rehabilitating the dump site, and a new eco park and waste processing will rise on the landfill. Talia?
So next is impose fines, first warning, and after the warning, will be strictly enforced paying fines. So with the help of the barangay officials that are affected or near the Banica River, they should implement strict regulations by paying fine. So by every time someone seen doing laundry, throwing their waste, and also seeing that the waste of the different livestock are still directed to the river, they must pay as discussed. So the officials play an important role here because there must be a scheduled keeper in order to carry out the strict implementation. And the next one is the Philippines Clean Water Act of 2004 under 9275. So here it aims to protect the country's water bodies from pollution, land-based sources, so those industries and commercial establishments, agriculture and community and household activity, and it provides for a comprehensive and integrated strategy to provide to prevent and minimize pollution through participatory involving all the stakeholders. So in this still connected to the livestock of solid waste and also use of detergent that cause in the river. Those pollutants, those three pollutants in water bodies are to be designated by the DENR in coordination with the Resources Board or W.
Okay, I'd like to add on. Okay, so I'd like to add on about the closing of the 35 years old dam site and build a new sanitary landfill. Since it has been closed already, the new dam site is unfunction. The reason why it has been closed because there is a plan of raising, or I mean, there is a plan of making or building the eco park. It's a new eco park and landfill, um, which will rise on the dump site after it has been cleaned and closed, as in closed with no garbage seen. Also, there will be a proper segregation and collection or storage of garbages, since there will be a collection of garbage which they won't allow those garbage where it can be where it is biodegradable. They had imposed a law that, or they have imposed that they will be taking only the garbage that can be recycled. Also, those biodegradable garbages, they have to work do about it as well. Also, once the dam site is already closed, I believe after that, the Banica River will gain its ecological cycle. There will be live organisms or fishes or even plants that will thrive there. Next. So the resources needed, it would be the DENR, the NRO, and the barangay councils of Barangay Candaoay, in coordination with the LGUs and the local barangay official. And the LGUs play a major role in a community's development, provide the links between the people and the government, address its community problem and concerns, enforce policies, and hold influence over its communities. Because we all know that the barangay or every barangay cannot work on itself, not unless there is an LGU or a higher department who takes care and assists of it. And on the part of the Barangay Candaw, it was the current mayor, Epe Remulio, who have assisted um, the undying issue about the dam site.
Next is conduct seminar to educate people the effects of the harmful waste that go directly to the river, and ask budget from the local mayor to build a water pump for the citizens to use and do their laundry. So we must conduct those, we must educate those people involved, or shall we say near the river, for them to be aware with and participate from the activities being implemented, because most especially they are the ones who will be the most affected if the problem continues to spread or grow, diba? And after all the strict implementations, they should have a water pump provided by the mayor, so that they will not have a reason not to do the laundry in the river, or a reason in paying fines being implemented by the barangay official. So in this case, with the water pump, they will be have a source of water, not only for their laundry, but in everything, especially in saving or saving the river from being polluted.
So it is in our vision that after 5 to 10 years of successful rehabilitation, now the ecological balance is restored, plants and animals are thriving in the environment, air is not polluted anymore, we're free from public health and environmental issues. So to be able to do that, first of all is we need to educate the people nga. And then as we all know, having a seminar is a completely legal thing and it is not mandatory. It just encourages people to listen, and it is also under Republic Act number 9512 on the National Environmental Awareness and Education Act of 2008, that an act to promote environmental awareness through environmental education and for other purposes, which is backed up by the DENR also. So when those objectives and visions or goals come true, this is what we visualize that will happen in the next 5 to 10 years. So we can see fishes already swimming in the Banica River, and of course completely trash free.
So the next one is quarrying. So this refers to illegal digging of soil and rocks. Then quarrying results damage to the landscape, loss of lands, and a deterioration in water quality. Next slide. So these are some photos that has been taken. So in Valencia, so these are the example of quarrying. So next slide. So the organization that has been formed is Protector of Mountaineers and the Mountaineers. So to put stop of the illegal quarrying that has been happening in Valencia. So next slide. The resources needed is to coordinate with both LGU or the mayor and the DNR to cut the people who are doing illegal quarrying in the Valencia, and to put stop to the illegal quarrying and to impose a fine that to those who are caught. So it is important to impose fine for those people has been caught, so that the water in the river will not be destroyed, or the quality of the water will not be destroyed. Next slide, please. So the success indicator. So in 10 years time, the Valencia will not be prone to landslide. So it is important to educate people, because so that the water in the Valencia or the river in Valencia will not be destroyed or not the quality of the water will not be deteriorate. That's all.
Okay, let's go to the natural calamities. So the natural calamities refers to a landslide and flash flood that happen during heavy storm or earthquakes in Negros Oriental, especially in Valencia. This result is overflowing of the Banica River because the trash of the lock of the trees in Valencia. So natural calamities is one of the greatest effect to the river, especially in Banica River. So natural calamities is prone to flash flood or or landslide during the heavy storm in Negros Oriental. Next, this is the picture about this is the picture will show during the natural calamity. So in Negros Oriental, in Negros Oriental we have typhoons like Bagyong Ondoy, or example Bagyong Ondoy, Bagyong Maring. So the typhoons are affects the rivers through the flash flood and also landslide. Next. The potential solution. So the potential solution of the natural calamity. So we have our organization, the protectors of mountainous and the mountaineers. So next is the able to plant 50 trees or each barangays to prevent landslide and flash flood. To be able to make a Banica river or trash free, to educate people to pros and cons and throwing the trash in the river, to educate the people and advantage of planting and more trees in the barangay. So these are the potential solution how to prevent flash floods and landslide during incoming typhoon. So we plant more trees and we plant more trees to protect or to prevent um, flash floods and landslide. Next. Ala. Next. So the resources needed. So the resources needed coordinate with DNR and the barangay official have the seminar retitled to keep clean and gather up some volunteer. The next, the Department of Environment of Natural Resources or DNR is responsible to conservation of the management, develop, development of the country environment of natural resources. It shall ensure the proper use to these resources to protection environment within framework and sustainable development. Schedule of tree planting activities and request the barangay and gather some donation. So the resources needed is the one of coordination of the DNR, and DNR is one of the organization to how to protect our forests and the natural resources. Next, the success education. So the success educator, the river will not flow of their storm earthquake because of the lot of trees in area and there are no trash blocking and drainage system. So if the organization will if the organization will organize to plant more trees, the success indicator will be rise and the river will not affect from the natural calamities and plant more trees. So these are the solution to prevent any flash flood and landslide.
Now,
Next.
this is because in 10 years' time, the trees have space to grow already. So they established their roots already. So whenever there is a heavy rain, they can absorb the water, and then the river will just the water from the rain will just freely flow on the river because there are no trash blocking the drainage system, and that's why it will go directly to the ocean and preventing the Banica River to overflow, just like what always happens during flood. That would be all, ma'am.
So are you now ready for some questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Um, so very good. There are concrete evidences of your existing environmental issues. Now, your conservation plan is actually doable. The strategies presented are simple and clear, but how will you implement those strategies? Before answering that question, I would like you to answer this first. Of all the freshwater biomes in Negros Oriental, why did you choose Banica River? What prompted you to propose such conservation plan centering or focusing Banica River?
Well, Banica River is very long, ma'am, and it is very visible, especially at the back of Foundation University, and it affected the classes there. Like, for example, whenever there is a heavy rain and the flash flood comes, we do always suspend class because it is very unsafe for the student to go to school, and that is one of the major reasons why we also choose Banica River, and also one of it is river is very essential to I mean water is very essential to our life, and just seeing a lot of garbage floating around it, and then the water pollution and then the air pollution comes after that, like it's very harmful to the environment, and especially to us, the people living, especially to those people living near the river.
Okay, mentioning about those different environmental threats, what are your evidences aside from the floating garbages in Banica River?
Well, of course, ma'am, one is when during floods, the Banica River overflow because the drainage system is blocked. So if it is not blocked, if it is not full of let's say garbages, it will the river will just flow naturally and go to down the drainage system and then to the sea. So that will prevent the what's this, the flood itself. But since it is not, that is also what happens. And also one of the factor is the lopping of trees, because recently, like some of the in the past few years, there are many people who are cutting trees, and that's why the DNR issued the uh, um, they are trying to, I mean, they try to cut the people who are illegal logging there, and also doing deforestation, and that's why it is one of our objective to plant trees and reforest.
So your basis is the cutting of trees. So it could be that issue on deforestation. Now, what about on pollution? Can I hear from your other classmates, from your other group mates, I mean?
Okay.
What about
Hi,
on the issue of pollution?
okay. So I'd like to add on why we chose the Banica River. Banica River is not just a long water, freshwater that is found in Negros, but it actually affects a lot of barangays, which it flows down. I mean, the barangays that kind of it's flowing from the Valencia down to Dumaguete. Because once we like for the concern about the water pollution, like the garbage, once someone throws or what throws waste or garbage in the upper part of the Banica, let's just say in Valencia, whatever we throw down on the river, it flows to the sea, and the tendency is the Banica will clog. The reason of that is because of the garbages. And once it's clogged, there could be floods. Also, if the garbage reaches to the sea or the open water, it's not just the people that lives near the sea, but also the marine life that we also takes in, like the fishes that we actually eat or buy. Also, um, because of the toxic waste, it's not just the people or the health of the people, but also um, the life of the water or of the Banica is dying. It's just that it's not just the odor, the chemical, or the waste, but it has a lot of negative results, or the bad things that
Can
might
you straight go straight to the point?
well, if we don't take care of the Banica, everything else will um, kind of will be affected because of our wrongdoings. There will be not just us, but the entire Dumaguete, or most of the people in Dumaguete are also in harm.
Yes, I know, but what I am asking is the indicators aside from that the observable wastes that you could see in Banica River. What are some other indicators that you are trying to emphasize when you say there are a lot of pollutants in Banica River? Okay, so maybe the other group mates can answer the question. Remember, there are still others who are waiting outside. These are just but simple questions.
One of it also, ma'am, is the lack of
Can I
fresh
hear
water.
other mouths?
Not only example of water pollution is the koan ma'am kanang decaying plants, or like throwing dead animals in the river. So these are the one example of the water how the water has been polluted. So many people in near the river has been some people in in near the river throwing some dead animals, or like water
So you're referring
decaying
to,
plants. The reason
okay, yeah, thank you. So you're again referring to the different observable wastes that are floating in Banica River. What I mean is, what about other indicators that the rivers are now polluted? Can I hear from the other two?
Yes, ma'am. Ako, ay, ma'am. The other the other water pollution is not only throwing garbage, but there is leave of livestock by the people near the river. So um, leaving the livestock, ma'am, is one of the affected of the river. Some livestock livestock give some give some any pollution, ma'am. Livestock can give livestock can give any pollution that affects the river.
Okay, mentioning about livestock, in what part of that river system were you able to see that there are livestocks
Yes,
raised
ma'am.
beside the
Uh,
river?
okay, ma'am. Example, ma'am, of livestock is poultry, ma'am. Poultry is one of the maybe wasted from the poultry, ma'am. Especially
Livestock pertains to pig racing.
yes, ma'am. Poultry, ma'am, is the poultry is chicken raising, ma'am. So in the Banica River, ma'am, are in the Banica River is refers to to a livestock poultry, ma'am, because poultry is one of the livestock that commits economic system in Dumaguete City. So the poultry is can affect the river. The poultry can give affected to the river, ma'am, through many kwan, ma'am, many the some of the chemicals from poultry, example, feeds, chicken feeds, so they affect from the rivers.
They will affect the river system.
Yes,
In
ma'am.
what way?
Kwan, ma'am, if the poultry is there the river, ma'am, but the
Have
poultry
you
is there
seen
the
one?
river.
Have you seen a poultry near the Banica River? It's an accusation. It has to be visible. Maybe I would like to agree if you will say that those who are selling livestock, they will clean their vehicles in Banica River. So all of these vehicles contain mga animal manure, animal wastes in general. So when they clean these vehicles, all of these wastes will go to river systems. Okay, thank you, Marion. How about Thalia?
So
What
as
is,
um,
okay, I think the group forgot about eutrophication.
again, ma'am.
It is evident there. Now, okay,
May I
I
add
was able,
some things to
I was,
prevent, ma'am?
wait, I was able to notice that one of your potential solutions mentioned was on building water pump for the citizens to use and do their laundry. Do you think this is really an effective solution to solve pollution?
Yes, ma'am. I think it is the best one of the best solution to prevent pollution, ma'am, because as we all as we observe, the laundry detergent kanina, di ba, prevents pollution jud. So para dili na sila makapasangil to do laundry in the river. So one way to prevent that, ma'am, is magpatawad og water pump uh, by the support of mayor in the Valencia or in the Dumaguete.
So they will be using this for laundry alone.
For not only for the laundry, ma'am, but also when it comes to drinking and when it comes to their needs like manghugas nga na, ma'am.
Um, aren't you aware that this will affect groundwater? Because whenever they do laundry, of course, the waste matters will still be thrown into the soil. So we have this soil, we have these pore spaces in soil. It will seep downward and affect groundwater. It will still be drained into Banica River. So I think you have to look into that and change that strategy. Because if you will also encourage building of water pumps, especially that the location is near Banica River. If your claim is right that Banica River is polluted, there is a possibility that it will just create more problems on, especially on diseases. Because it cannot be avoided when there is pump, then the people there will be tempted to drink this water coming from the water pump, right? All right. I am just, what is this? I am just curious. Why are you emphasizing laundrying? Why are you prohibiting this activity in Banica River? What could it bring to Banica?
The detergent used in laundry.
Oops, I think Thalia is, what is this? Proposing this?
So we choose doing laundry, ma'am, because as based on my observations sa likod sa foundation, there are residents near the river doing their laundry, ma'am, and based on my research, doing laundry sa river cause pollution jud, ma'am, by the
What kind of pollution is it? Can you please specify based on the lessons we have? What
tong
kind
sa
of ecological issue is it? Actually, your conservation plan is somewhat like an application of everything that you have learned from environmental science. The reason why I required this from you. Can you identify that particular environmental issue caused by this activity, laundrying?
I think, ma'am, by the kuan hanang doing laundry kana ganing sa soap, it has chemicals, ma'am,
That
cause
will,
pollution, that will cause pollution.
but it's not pollution right away. If you remember, when I lectured about biomagnification, eutrophication, so the detergents contains nitrates and phosphates that will trigger algae to proliferate in good numbers until such time when these algae start to decompose. The bacteria that decompose this algae require dissolved oxygen in the making. Thus, competing other animals that require oxygen too in their metabolic processes. So the animals will die as a result of eutrophication, and due to algal bloom and decomposition process, there will be pungent odor in these bodies of water, and these bodies of water will turn murky and greenish. Thus, you can now say that the water is polluted. Mag-lecture pa man po di ay taani. Okay, now to everyone, try to assess the kind of conservation plan that you have presented today. What environmental principle can you take from it? There is no such thing as magpareho mog answer ha, because the principles that we have are all applicable. All you have to do is just to expound. I'm giving you 1 minute because nag-overtime na ta. What environmental principle is lying behind your conservation plan?
Well, the main thing, Jud, ma'am, is the prevention of the water pollution. That is their main goal to achieve in order for the Banica River to revive again.
Come again, preventing pollution for?
Now,
Prevent-
one of their environmental principles that I can see clearly is preventing water pollution, which is very evident from the strategies that we are trying to implement, because this is the main problem that we are facing and
Okay. Now, preventing water pollution for what and for whom?
so that the Banica River can revive again, not only for the humans but for the planet also. So see, one of the reason that we also choose Banica River is because there is no life evidences that I'm no sorry, there are no evidences that life is there in the river. So supposedly rivers should have fishes in them. So since of the what since because
There
of
are. Whoops.
yes, ma'am, there
There
are, but
are
there's not here.
species.
Yes, there are not.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Quiza. It opens to the door for the next question. Based on Quiza's statement, what philosophy lies behind this conservation plan? According to Quiza, the main goal of your conservation plan is the restoration of Banica River so that it could be friendly to all flora and fauna to exist, and for the human beings to enjoy the pristine waters of Banica River. If I may summarize it, am I right with my point, Kriza?
Yes, ma'am.
So, what philosophy is it? Biocentrism, ecocentrism, or anthropocentrism? I'm asking the rest. Kriza is already giving you the idea. Yes, John Steve, would you like to say something?
I think ecocentrism because it deals about the kanang mga waste na or mga how anang mga waste na nalabay sa surroundings or sa rivers.
Okay, if that's your point, thank you. How about others?
I think,
Echo,
ma'am, but
Sige, go. Don't waste our time. Anyway,
Okay,
if
ma'am.
both of you will talk, then one will listen.
Okay. I'm ready to answer, ma'am. So, um, uh, for me, ma'am, is ecocentrism, ma'am, because
Come again?
eco is
Ecocentrism. Okay. Okay, why?
because ecocentrism, ma'am, is one of the refers of example to my topic, natural calamities. So, that is one of the eco is to plant more trees and to plant more trees to
Oh,
prevent.
you're just you are just unlocking echo, which is the prefix. What I want you to internalize is what is ecocentrism. What have you learned about the principles of environmental science? How can you apply this to your conservation plan?
Because ma'am, it's not only it's not trees, it's not only protect environment, but it protect human nature.
All right, so you're not referring to ecocentrism, but instead it is anthropocentrism because you're also considering human beings. Diba?
Okay, ma'am. Okay,
Okay,
ma'am.
Marion.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
thank you, Marion. Yes, Talia, would you say something? Would you like to say something?
I think both ecocentrism and biocentrism, ma'am, because ecocentrism talks about ang lang environment and kuan pod, and ang biocentrism talks about living things. So silang duha kuan mo benefit sila sa kuan ani nga conservation plan nga mong gikuan.
Maybe. How about Karen?
In my opinion, the anthropocentrism, the biocentrism, and biocentrism, or ecocentrism, actually has to do with it, or with the entire issue that we had, because we all know that anthropocentrism, we humans have, um, uh, it focuses on the humans, which is the main, I think we are the main issue here, since if we do take, we do not take care of the water, or the environment, which is the ecocentrism, it will go back to us, like it it's a cycle.
Okay.
And
So, all right, it's a
because
cycle. Hilak.
yes,
What you mean, what you're trying to say is anthropocentrism, because if we're going to relate to this principle, to Aldo Leopold, if you remember, there is no such thing as free lunch, that everything is connected to everything else, right? Remember the loss of commoner? Oh, so these are the things that I want you to remember from my environmental science, because it will lead there. All right. So eventually, thank you so much. Congratulations. You did your best, and I know that you were able to extract from your brain cells. You have extracted the cognitive juices from your brain cells on how to arrive at this conservation plan. Now, I hope that this is not just until this, what is this, final defense nga thing. I hope that this is not just going to rot in your files, but what I want is, if we could see each other sa 4th year, I want this to be implemented. Not necessarily all, but one maybe could be enough. Okay? During sa inyong 4th year level. Because the conservation plan actually that you have presented is good. It's doable, as I've said, because it's simple. But I forgot to ask this, Gane, on how are you going to implement the new eco park and waste processing project that you are trying to highlight here. So I want you to answer that question and implement this sa inyong 4th year. See you sa student teaching. Dito na ninyo i-implement. Hapit na. Okay. So thank you so much. Congratulations. Can you please off the record?